just finished making Mongolian? Did you cook a lot of vegetables and still have some left over and don't know what to do with them? Well, today on Uncle Bill's Kitchen, we're going to show you a little stir-fry recipe that's going to knock your socks off. Stay tuned.
In today's recipe, we will be using onions, baby corn, bamboo shoots, bean sprouts, cabbage, broccoli, mushrooms, ginger, and spinach. In my seasonings, I'll be using Chinese cooking wine, soy sauce, cornstarch to make it thick, garlic, sesame oil, chicken bouillon, 5-spice seasoning, white pepper, and salt. I have found a unique way of cutting cabbage. Yeah, that's easy. And to prepare the ginger, get rid of the skin, chop it up into little pieces, and mince. Broccoli is a lot of fun. You get to cut up the head, take up all the little broccoli florets, chop them into little bite-sized pieces, make sure to separate them, get rid of all the leaves, and I like to take the trunk, cut off the exterior, make it a little square, chop that into bite-sized pieces, and then make them into little strings. This is actually quite a tasty part of the broccoli and should not be discarded. It's also a great way to get your knife skills in check. Taking the mushrooms, we're going to remove the bottom of the stems, which is the hardest part, and chop them into little, about 2 or 3 pieces per mushroom, depending on the size of your mushroom. Now let's take about a 1/4 cup of water and bring it to a boil. And we're going to start with the hardest parts of the vegetables, which in our case are the broccoli and those stems. And we're going to pop them into this boiling water and get them steamed up a little bit. We're actually going to pre-cook this almost all the way to get it right before where we want to mix it in with the rest of our vegetables. This makes sure that your broccoli is cooked, not too hard and not too soft. Place the lid on top, let it steam for a little bit. We're going to speed this video up, but it's about 5 minutes in total cooking time. Make sure to leave the lid on for a while to let the steam do its work. You're going to want to look for dark green florets, and you're going to want to test it. You can push them with your fingers. Just make sure that they are nice and just before too soft. That's the way I like them anyway. Tastes great. Now we're going to put a little oil in a hot pan. Get that oil nice and hot. And to that we're going to add our onions. The goal is to not cook the onions all the way. You want them to have a little bit of a bite with Chinese cooking, but you don't want them to be too acidic and spicy. Here we're going to add our ginger. And now we're going to give it a nice little stir. We'll let this cook until the ginger is fragrant and the onions are soft. At that time, we're going to take our garlic, and I use about 1/2 tablespoon. Pop it in there with the onion and ginger and oil mixture, and we're going to bring that to a nice stir fry right about the time when it's getting fragrant. The garlic smell is just starting to come out. You're starting to see some color on it. Then we're going to add our baby corn and bamboo shoots. Give that a nice little stir fry, mix it all up. And again, what we're trying to do is get that canned taste out of it. We're going to want to add a little Chinese cooking wine. This stuff is great, but you want to make sure to cook off the alcohol, which is why we add it early in the cooking process. Next, we're going to add a little soy sauce. Put as much as you like to taste, but not too much. You don't want it to have salty vegetables. A little chicken bouillon, about 2 teaspoons I add to it. Adjust based on how many vegetables you're going to be adding to your stir fry. Let's give it a little mix up. Mixy, mixy, mixy. Stir fry, stir fry, stir fry. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Rule of thumb when stir frying, go hard vegetables to soft. Here we have our mushrooms and spinach, which will take the least amount of time, and our bean sprouts. Now I like to have my bean sprouts just on the crunchy side, so I always add them last. You can always add more. Tastes so good. Let's add those cooked broccoli back into the mix and mix very well. We want to get that sauce all over the vegetables so it has that wonderful flavor. We're going to steam everything up and add our cornstarch slurry right into the mix. It's going to take all of that juice and all of those wonderful flavors from the bottom of the pan and thicken it up without giving it a floury taste. It's a great way to thicken anything that you're trying to. Mix it up, stir fry, stir fry, stir fry. Make sure to get those juices all over your vegetables. You don't want to miss one small spot. Taste delicious. One thing I always like to do is add a over easy egg to the top of my rice. The juice from the egg yolk goes all over the rice when you split it, and nothing tastes better than egg yolk over rice in my opinion. You can omit this if you like, but this is how I make mine. Hang on that egg. Make sure you wait until the edges get a little brown and then flip. Oh yeah. Don't crack that yolk. We bring it over to our rice, add it on the top. Look at that. Doesn't that look delicious? Doesn't that look beautiful? I bet you can't wait to make your own stir fry. Give it a try. Thanks for coming by to Uncle Bill's Kitchen. Hope you enjoyed the recipe and you find it useful. My wife thinks I cook the best. Maybe yours will too. Please be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks again.